All right, let's talk about a totally new kind of AI. I mean, we're all used to chatbots, right? You ask a question, you get an answer. But what if the AI didn't just talk? What if it could actually do things? Imagine an AI that clicks the buttons, files the tickets, and just gets stuff done for you in the real world.
And that's it right there. That's the huge shift we're seeing. We are moving way beyond AI that just gives you information and into the era of AI that takes action.
And look, this isn't some sci-fi future I'm talking about. This is happening right now. These AI doers are already inside our systems, booking appointments, updating our records, and talking to APIs.
So what do we even call this new breed of AI? Well, the term you're going to want to know is Agentic AI. Basically, it's an AI that acts as your agent. It does things for you. And because it acts, the biggest risk isn't what it thinks, it's what it does. And that, my friends, is a whole new ballgame when it comes to security and governance. But of course, with this incredible new tool comes a pretty big problem, a kind of uncontrolled twin, and that's the danger of what we call shadow AI. Think of it like a super smart, well-meaning intern who decides to build a production-level app on their lunch break. It starts off as just a tiny little helper script, but before you know it, it's accessing customer data and writing the systems, and nobody is officially tracking it.
So you might be thinking, hey, if it helps my team move faster, what's the problem? Well, the risks here are actually pretty huge, and they tend to stay hidden right up until it's way too late.
Let's break this down, because these analogies really hit the nail on the head. If you don't even know an AI exists, you can't protect it. It's like having a new puppy in the house that no one told you about. It can leak private info, like writing your address on a balloon and just letting it float away. And compliance? Forget about it. It's like turning in your homework with no name and none of the steps shown. Worst of all, it might get way too much access, like giving a friend your entire set of house keys just to water one plant. And when it inevitably breaks, it's a total mess, and you have no idea who owns it or what systems it even touched. So, faced with all these risks, how in the world do we manage these powerful new agents? Well, the solution is to start thinking like an air traffic controller. You absolutely need a unified view of everything that's happening in your airspace.
You see, you just can't have security in one tower and governance in another, both trying to manage the same AI. You need a single control plane, one cockpit, that sees and manages every single agent, whether it's official or not.
And the way this works is as a continuous loop. It's not a one-and-done checklist. First, you discover all your AI agents. Then, you assess them for any weaknesses. You govern them with clear rules, secure their actions while they're running, and you audit everything they do. And then, the cycle starts all over again. It never, ever stops.
Okay, so that's the theory. Air traffic control, this continuous loop, it sounds great, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's dive into a couple of use cases to really see it in action. So, picture a doctor's visit, but instead of frantic typing and the doctor staring at a screen, the room is calm. The clinician is fully present, making eye contact, really listening. Why? Because an AI agent is quietly handling all the administrative busy work in the background. This calm, human-focused experience is only possible because of 5 key safety measures working under the hood. The AI drafts notes, but it's smart enough to flag anything it's unsure about for a human to review. It has what's called least privilege access, so it can read a chart and spot a potential dosage error, but has no power to change the prescription itself. There is always a human in the loop to approve orders. Every connected tool has the absolute minimum permissions it needs to function. And finally, everything is auditable. Every action can be traced right back to its source.
Okay, now let's switch gears to citizen services. Imagine it's a Saturday morning and someone needs to file their taxes and renew their fishing license. Instead of bouncing between clunky government websites, they have one simple conversation with an AI assistant. It feels totally effortless.
And just like in our healthcare example, that simplicity is only possible because of a really robust safety framework. The agent gets clear consent before it touches any records. It's transparent, showing the citizen exactly where it got its information. It flags anything unusual for review. It uses that same least privilege access for payments. And, you guessed it, it creates a complete audit trail ensuring full traceability for every single thing it does.
All right, let's bring this all together. Let's map out a clear flight plan for how to navigate this wild new world of agentic AI. It really comes down to this. You simply cannot control what you cannot see. So the first, and honestly the most critical step, is discovery. You have to find every single agent, especially that shadow AI that nobody ever officially approved.
Adopting this technology really represents a fundamental shift in how we think. We're moving from just trusting promises to demanding hard evidence. We're getting away from broad access and moving to least privilege. Think of it as your digital seatbelt. We're replacing manual checklists with automated stress tests, and we're breaking down siloed teams to create that single, unified cockpit.
And it all comes back to this simple 5-step flight plan. Discover, assess, govern, secure, and audit. This is the repeatable, scalable process that's going to let you manage AI safely.
And here is the big takeaway. The one thing I really want you to remember. This isn't about slowing down innovation, it's the exact opposite. Proper governance and security, they aren't the brakes, they're the accelerator. The safest way to build is actually the fastest way to scale.
So this all leaves us with a pretty fundamental question to chew on. As these AI agents get more and more powerful, more and more autonomous, how do we make sure we maintain meaningful control over the very systems that are now acting in our name?